The Princess and the Goblin. By George MacDonald. Read by Tony Fuller. There was once a little princess whose father was king over a great country full of mountains and valleys. These mountains were full of hollow places underneath, huge caverns and winding ways. Now, in these subterranean caverns lived a strange race of beings called by some goblins, whose chief business, beyond their own simple affairs, was to devise trouble for their neighbors. It will now be pretty evident why the little princess had never seen the sky at night. They were much too afraid of the goblins to let her out of the house then, even in company with ever so many attendants, and they had good reason. The princess begged her to go on just a little further, and a little further, reminding her that it was much easier to go downhill, and saying that when they did turn, they'd be home in a moment. Suddenly the shadow of a great mountain peak came up from behind and shot in front of them. When the nurse saw it, she started and shook, and catching hold of the princess's hand, turned and began to run down the hill. "Who's that, laughing at me?" said the princess. "Nobody, child," said the nurse, almost angrily. But that instant there came a burst of coarse tittering from somewhere near, and a hoarse, indistinct voice that seemed to say, "Lies, lies, lies." "Ah!" cried the nurse with a sigh that was almost a scream, and ran on faster than ever. "What am I to do?" What could it be? She was rather afraid, but her curiosity was stronger than her fear, and she opened the door very gently and peeped in. What do you think she saw? A very old lady who sat spinning. "There, Irene, there is my work for you," she said. "How pretty it is! What am I to do with it, please?" Turning from her and going to the cabinet, she came back with a small ring in her hand. Then she took the ball from Irene's and did something with the two. Irene could not tell what. "Give me your hand," she said, and put the ring on the forefinger of it. "I fastened the end of it to the ring on your finger." Irene looked at the ring. "Listen. If ever you find yourself in any danger, you must take off your ring and put it under the pillow of your bed. Then you must lay your forefinger upon the thread and follow the thread wherever it leads you. It may seem to you a very roundabout way indeed. Of one thing you may be sure, that while you hold it, I hold it too."